Hello and welcome back to Haven and Hearth. Alright, so today we've got a little bit of stuff to do. A lot of it is going to be more of the same, but some of it is kinda new. Obviously, I still have a whole bunch of that palisade to put up. I kinda want to work on, that area out there, but if you look, oh, where did they go? There they are. We have a little lamb. Well, we're not going to have a little lamb for long because there is an advantage to slaughtering animals early. Now, obviously, you don't end up getting as much meat out of it, but there is a chance for some other materials. Now, I don't know why I came inside. I just needed rope. I got a rope pile here. Rope. Let's just lead that lamb on out of there. Alright. Gonna pop right here. Alright, let's just kind of rotate the camera so we can see the lamb a little easier. Hey, a ram, a lamb, a ewe, and a mutton. Or, I don't know, something like that. Alright, bam. There we go. Come on, little lamb. There we go. Come on. Come on out. There we go. Okay. Now, obviously, there are multiple things we could do. Let's inspect this just to kind of take a look. Okay, funny, it assigned the name randomly Dolly. So the meat quality is fairly low. The milk quantity is moderately okay. Wool quantity, yada yada yada. All this mess. It's got all kinds of information here: well-fedness, satiety, things of all that nature. Now, oh, this is actually a ram. All right, so theoretically, we could let this ram grow up, replace the ram we have if the stats were higher. I haven't looked. I'm not going to look. And continue increasing the quality of the animals as we go. We could let the animal grow up and then slaughter it for a maximum amount of meat. Or what we are actually going to do, actually we apparently can't. That's weird. I should be able to slaughter the animal. Oh, do I not? Am I not able to do it while it's on the rope? Maybe. Is that perhaps it? Unleash. There we go. That was the thing. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and just sort of uh-oh. Oh, okay. I'm just sitting down to do it. All right. We're going to slaughter the lamb. Do. Actually, I need to go get the other thing, but that's okay. All right. There we go. All right. Let's pick it up. Carry it with me. Here we go. I want to go switch to my other axe because the quality of the sharp implement you use to, skin and all that can affect the quality of what you get. And my stone axe is of higher quality, so let's just find my stone axe. There it is. 54 stone axe as opposed to the 32 metal axe. Alright, now let's go ahead and start with this process. So skin, and I believe the extra resource might come in the clean stage or the butcher stage. I'm not sure. But hey, we've got fresh sheepskin. Go ahead and clean. And now I actually have intestines. Nice. Entrails. Of course, we always use more entrails. There we go. Suckling's Maw. That is the resource I was hoping to get. So it's in the clean stage. Alright, so this is used basically for a single purpose. It is used to make something called rennet, which is then used to make cheese. I do not know how real life cheese is made. I somehow doubt that's it, but maybe it's some sort of traditional method or something. So, who knows? Well, we've got our raw mutton. Hooray, we have discovered mutton. And I've gotten the mutton bullock because this was a ram. All right, and let's go ahead and collect the bones. We got 2 bones from that. There we go. So not much in the line of the meat and resources because it was a lamb. So we've only gotten 2 meat from it. So that is a thing. But we have discovered it now. So then the question becomes, what can I craft? All right, well, it's showing me food. It is showing me sausages. There we go. We got the chicken chorizo because that takes chicken and mutton along with the intestines to make. So, and what does it give us? Perception, dexterity, and will. Which isn't bad. That's not bad. We might make some of that. We also, I realized that I'm actually missing a resource for the Butcher's Surprise, which is the sausage I expected to be able to make last time. But that's fine. All right, so we've got this suckling maw. We do not have cheese making unlocked yet because I did not take that skill. But I should have plenty of, yeah, I've got plenty of learning points. Let's see, cheese making is going to cost 10,000. I have over 30,000. Let's just go ahead and unlock that. I don't know what all we actually need. I've never actually done this before. Even though I was responsible, for a lot of the cooking and stuff in one of the groups I was doing, the cheese making was not part of it because we kind of left that up to the hunter who would be able to, do the whole animal thing a little bit easier. But all right, so we've got some stuff unlocked. Let's look at the builds, production and processing, curding tub. All right, doesn't look too hard. What is it? It's just planks and blocks. Okay, not a big deal. Craft, with processing and materials, cooking and ingredients. There we go, rennet. And as you see, it takes vinegar and the suckling's maw. Now, we don't have vinegar yet, but I do know how to make it. Well, kind of. Let's go back into our character sheet here and look at our lore and skills stuff. And we need wine making in order to make vinegar. So let's go ahead and buy that. That's only 1,000. All right. So we got new discovery wine rack. Interesting. All right. So workstations and utilities. There is, of course, the extraction press, which we would need to press grapes, and other things. There's other things you can press into liquid as well. And then, of course, there is, before mentioned, wine rack. Store your vintages in style with a fancy wine rack. Yep, not that important. But having some place to put this extraction press is going to be. We'll get to that in a little bit, because we are going to need some other things. Firstly, we are going to need glass. In order to make glass, we're going to need yet another building. Let's see, do I have the stuff for, yes. All right, so, for whatever reason, possibly because the people that make this game are some flavor of European and not native English speakers, they have decided to call this structure a crucible. In actuality, a crucible is almost like a ceramic bucket that is designed to melt things in. This structure does that kind of. It allows you to turn bars into nuggets and back. It also is the structure that you use to melt sand into glass. But you have to fuel it with charcoal in order for it to be hot enough to do the glass portion, for whatever reason. So we're going to need one of those. Now, the thing about it is that the quality on the crucible exists, but does not appear to matter. It has a quality if you look at it, but that quality is yet to affect any of the products you make with it. So, we don't need to make it particularly good. So we just need some clay and some brick. So 15 bricks, 5 clay. We can do it with this ball clay we have here, because that's not terrible or anything. 15 bricks are going to be needed, though. So, that's 5 stacks of 3. That should be 15. Load it all into there. Here we go. Let's go ahead and fuel it up. It should take just a 2-tick. I'm going to go ahead and just grab 1 piece of coal because that will give me 2 sticks worth of fuel. Bam, like that. And then we need to go grab our matches. Now I have 1 box that has a single use left. We'll use that up. I should probably at that point start thinking about getting some more brimstone to make more. But I should also probably do another load of coal to get the tar that I would need to actually do so first. But let's get this lit. Just like so. Excellent. Alright, and that we used up our matches. Alright, I'm gonna get this stuff. Oh, you know what? I can get that sheepskin directly onto the drying rack. There we go. Do I want to do anything with these bones? I'll just stick them in the stack. Let me get this stuff put away, sorted, and then what I'm going to do is... Oh, and we've just gotten a crash. Alright, I will be right back. Alright, I have brought the game back up after the crash. What was I doing? That's a good question. Right. I was going to get some of this stuff sorted away, and then I'm going to head all the way down here. Oh, you know, I don't even see any sand down there. There might not be any. I'm gonna need to try and find some sand. And I'm not sure where I'm going to get it. I'll head down here and look, because it's possible that there's just a thin strip that is too thin to see on the map. And I will come back once I am down there looking for sand. That might be some over there too. So we'll just have to see. Because I'm going to need some sand to make some glass so that we can eventually get the vinegar we need. But let me get this stuff sorted, and I will be back once I am down there, or if something else interesting happens. Alright, I am back. I have made it down here to our, little lake down here to the south. I do not yet see any sand, but I figured that walking around the edge here shouldn't take too long. There are a bunch of these marker stones. Yeah, South Lake, yeah. A lot of this are just the end points of people wanting to be able to get here. Living far away from water is a bit of a disadvantage. But having those nice, relatively flat plains to live on, quite advantageous when setting places up. But let's see here. I am not currently seeing any sand, which would have been nice to have. There's this little island. Oh, it's not even an island, it's just a peninsula. Okay. Oh, the island is over there. Okay. I thought that little thing might have been that little island I had seen on the map, but no, over there. And that might have sand on it. It looks like I can walk to it. It looks like this is all shallow water. Could we? Oh, okay, there's a cliff in my way. There's a multiple cliff in my way. Alright, here we go. That's sand. Alright. Oh, there's a little bit of sand over there, too. I want to see what that thing says. Because that's possible that that might be LS. I don't know. Alright, so there ends up being a question of quality. Although a lot of the things that you use glass for, the quality doesn't matter. And in point of... Okay. Somebody left a runestone that says penis. I don't know why I bothered looking. Alright, so we're going to dig. You know what? I've been using dig often enough. Let's get it on our toolbar here. There we go. And I'm just going to pick a random spot. I'm going to dig up just one piece. Okay, so that's quality 10. That is kind of bog standard. Let's just kind of go to the other side over here, see if it's any different. And then I will maybe go check that spot on the mainland. It is exactly the same. And it is entirely possible that this whole thing is just going to be 10. Next best possibility is over here. In case the quality goes up in this direction. Let's take a quick peek. Oh, and what do we got? Also 10. Alright, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to grab it right here since I'm here. And sand is one of those few resources that is considered truly infinite. Obviously, things like water count as that as well. But basically, no matter how much I dig the sand, the level of the sand is never going to change. Unlike something like, clay, like the acre clay, where it goes down every time, or if I dig the dirt, it adjusts every time. Or even like something like ball clay, where if I were to step into the shallow water here, I could dig it, the level wouldn't change, but it's only considered to have so much, sort of like in stock, and then it comes back over time. Sand is truly infinite, more like water, where, you can just pull from a source forever, and it's never going to change. I think I will probably call that good on that, because I do want to check and see what the clay quality is around here. 18. That's better than anything I've got as far as ball clay goes, which it is important because ball clay does have its differences. Oh, hello. What do we have here? We have a spawning bed. Just a bunch of crab roe, though, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Do I want crab? Do I want lobster? That's a lobster. I'm going to grab the lobster. Give me your lobster. I took a little bit of a pinch, but I now have a lobster. Alright. Let's see, what is that exactly listed as? Yeah, crab caressed, because lobsters didn't used to exist. But we've got some acre clay over here. I'm going to grab a little bit of this acre clay as well, because I'm actually on my last toy chariot. And I'm going to need to make a little bit more. This is 22 quality acre clay too, so that's not bad. Alright, that's about all I've got room for. I could grab a little bit more of the ball clay, and then we're going to have to head back. Let's grab just a little bit more of that ball clay. There we go. That's going to do it. That's a little bit lower quality at 16. Whatever. I'm not really doing anything at the moment that requires high quality ball clay, but... And boom, we are back home. Okay. So let me go ahead and just make a pile of this sand, because obviously we're not quite ready to use it yet. It looks like my bricks are done. Why am I stuck there? I don't know. Come on. What? I keep getting stuck. Let me pick up this rope and put it back down, like over here. I should probably get that rope out of my pocket, too. There we go. Yeah, okay. Right, pile of sand so that I don't have all this sand in my pockets is... There we go. Pocket sand. Okay. The lobster? How do I cook the lobster, you might ask? I stick it in the cauldron, and then I let it cook when the cauldron is boiling. So we got that set. I'm going to make... No, I'm just going to put stuff away at the moment. I will worry about making some of the other stuff later. I did also end up picking up a piece of clover that I came across. I picked up a couple of birch catkins, which are basically the seeds for the tree. Because at some point I'm going to want to start growing trees. Not this exact second, but at some point. And I found some mushrooms called yellow feet. So I grabbed those because they're a little bit more rare than the basic chanterelles. So I was like, oh, I see them, I'll grab them. And I don't know how much glass I'm going to need, but I doubt it's, as much sand as I grabbed. So We'll find out here shortly. All right, so bricks are done. How are my bricks looking? My bricks are all quality 24. Which, you know, I wasn't too concerned about quality, but the quality of our kiln dragged it up. So, alright. Let's go ahead. Oh, what's this? Oh, the mine pyre. Right, so you need a mine pyre in order to make the mine holes that go further down. Like, basically, you can make the one that goes down to layer 1, but to go layer 2 or lower, you have to do the mine pyre first before you can put the mine hole, because it's like heats the ground and cracks it and stuff, makes it so that you can actually put the mine hole in. But you need sand in order for that, so that's why that's glowing. Let's see, I needed the crucible. Now where am I going to put it? This one doesn't move. How about I put it right there? Right there. There we go. Alright. But the quality also doesn't matter, so I'm not too concerned about having to replace it if I want to move it. I'll just be able to go get any old clay. And was it 5 pieces? There we go. Bam! Alright. Now, do I have the glass blowing skill? I feel like I don't. Glass blowing, there it is. 750 LP. Fairly minor cost. But there we go, we now have that. Alright, so the glass pane frame is now a thing. If I wanted to make smooth glass, but I'm not concerned with that at the moment. What I need is a demijohn. Let me just click on that so that that goes away. Alright. Let's see here. Materials and processing, wax and wick. Oh, okay, I can make with rough polish. I don't need that at the moment, though. Glass. Smelt raw glass. So that is 1 sand, 2 lye. Well, how do you get lye? Well, you put ashes into a cauldron. So I'm going to need to make some ashes. So what I'm going to do... Oh, actually, let me go put my shovel away, because the shovel isn't going to do me any good here. What I am going to want is I'm going to want one of my axes back, and I'm going to want my saw. Alrighty. I'm going to head over to our nice little logs here. I'm going to make some boards. Just fill my inventory with boards. There we go. Alright, and then gonna pop those into the kiln. Alright, so basically I'm going to burn up some boards in the kiln. The kiln should drag the quality of the ashes up too, but I'm not too concerned with the quality on this at the moment because I don't think the demijohn really has a quality. But that'll get us the ashes, then I'll boil them in the cauldron. Let me get the ashes from the kiln, and then I will be back to show you the stuff with the cauldron. Alright, 3 units of fuel later, we have ourselves some ashes. Not necessarily a whole lot, but we have some. Let me just kind of try and do that. There we go. That should get most of it, right? All but one? Alright, let's just kind of do this and stack the ashes as thick as they will go, which is 1 kilogram of ashes. Which is good because I think it reduces a lot when it becomes lye. So we're going to stick that into the cauldron, and we're going to need to get that lit. How's my fuel? My fuel's fine. Well, I say that, but I'm probably going to have to come refuel and put more water in at some point. But let's get it lit. There we go. Whoosh, just like that. Alright. Now, we are going to basically be boiling our lobster and our ashes at the same time. Don't worry, they won't actually interfere with each other. Just the same way that nothing interferes with each other in the kiln or in the oven or anything like that. We'll end up with a lobster out of it far sooner than we're going to have our lye. We're not getting that finished this episode. That will probably be the beginning of next episode. We'll see that because that is going to take almost 3 real-life hours of boiling before it's done. As you can see, we've just in the time I was talking about that, though, we've already gotten the tiny sliver on the lobster. That's only going to take about a half hour. But neither of those are things we're going to worry about the remainder of this episode. Let's see, what else can we get done? Well, we could theoretically build that press, right? The main issue is I don't think we're really going to be able to make a decent press is the thing. Because it is, yeah, it's all blocks and boards. And we just don't have... I mean, I could theoretically knock down one of these trees that's of higher quality and do it, but even then, my saw is not the greatest quality either. I might just have to settle for a substandard press. Where am I even going to put it? Because I'm kind of running out of, like, convenient places for some of these things. It needs to be in one of these flat areas. I suppose I could put it over here? Yeah, I'm probably going to have to. Alright, let's get ourselves some boards. Which, fortunately, I still have those tools on me, so... we'll just grab, like, 4 boards. I think it's 6 total. 6 boards, 12 blocks. Alright. There we go. I don't think we're even going to really have all that. I might not. I might as well not even bother going super hard on this because it's not going to end up high quality no matter what. Let's get ourselves 2 more boards, and then we'll just work on some blocks. Actually, nope, I didn't want that. I wanted the boards first. There we go, and then we'll just get whatever blocks we can. Which is hard because I've been chopping a bunch of stuff up for blocks for getting the palisade extended. But it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. 12, and I'm putting 4 in, which means I'll just need, what, another 8? Which is what I can fit in my bag, so that actually works out. So we'll just get that and call it good. I could have gone for the 22 quality blocks from the one of the like, you know, rotted woods, but I don't think there was enough left in it, so that's why I was like, only care so much. All right, let's get our press. Okay, so the process will end up something like this. We will take our grapes, which we have a big pile of right over there, and we have some vines and stuff growing around. We'll put them in the press. We'll press them. We will get the grape juice out, which... does that go into a barrel to ferment or a demijohn? I think the demijohn is to keep it from fermenting. I'm going to look this up. Hang on just one sec. All right, I looked it up really quick. I had it backwards. It is, you put the grape juice into the demijohn, you leave it for a week for it to turn into wine, and then you put it into a barrel to keep it from turning into vinegar. So I should be able to simply leave it in the demijohn for it to turn into vinegar. So we're basically waiting on the ability to make glass in order to then basically start the timer on being able to make cheese. We're going to need cheese racks, however, which I'm not sure about that. Oh, we got some new curiosities available. Sandcastle. Oh, because I've discovered sand, right. I'm going to have to look at the whole cheese rack situation. I do know that depending on where you age it, you end up with different types of cheese. Like there's like a cellar cheddar, and then like, you know, there's like all kinds of like, gorgonzola and stuff like that that you need specific, you know, milks and specific, things of that nature. We could build our curding tub, but I'm not going to bother with that until we have the vinegar. To be honest, I might actually have some better wood by then. So, the curding tub, drag that quality up, on the cheese before we even gets there. Probably a good idea. But we have run out of time this episode. So what did we do? Well, we started by slaughtering a little lamb to get a suckling maw so that we could theoretically make cheese. And then we went into the whole process of we need vinegar to go with it. So we've got the whole process of making vinegar in progress, but not yet done. So we've done a bunch of cheese prep, basically. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.